Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy. It is I. Yes, sir. It is me, GrandmastaJ, and today I am here every once in a while. Every blue moon or so, there is a disgusting rotting apple on the ground that us content creators have to pick up, dust off, polish, and hand deliver to you. And today is one of those days. That's right, it is tier list time. Now, the reason why I'm doing this tier list is because while we had the patch for about a month and a half, a month and about 20 days or so, they did have a hotfix patch. So what I would like to do is, before we kind of like get an understanding of why Potemkin is now the best character in the game for whatever reason, before we get into that era, I would like to kind of reflect on the current patch, or not the current patch, reflect on the previous patch that we did just have, and kind of see where the characters allied, where things sort of fell into place up until this point. I just personally think it is important to have snapshots of, like, just to see character strength, like, oh my gosh, yes, Soul was the best character in the game at this point. Oh my gosh, for this short period of time, this character was the best period. I am just doing my due diligence. I am, definitely not just profiting off of that disgusting rotting fruit. And so without further ado, let's get into it. However, before we specifically get into it, let me pull myself down here. Before we specifically get into it, I think it is important to understand what these tiers actually mean. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of restructuring here. Check this out. Okay, I think this category, this way of categorizing, I don't know why the fudge it's not like centering for all of them, but it'll only bother me till the rest of time. I think this level of categorization is pretty good. These tiers are pretty self-explanatory. First and foremost, at the bottom, you have good but outpaced by the rest of the cast. I truly do not believe there are bad characters in this game. However, as mentioned by this category, I do think there are characters that, yes, you can play them, and yes, you can still do pretty good with them, but they're just simply lacking something, pretty drastic. Next, you have pretty good, just some really bad matchups. There's going to be a few characters who lie here where it's like they are great, but you are going to have a hard time with a couple of characters that will prevent you from really being able to main them solo if you're considering being like a tournament player or something. Next, we have great, just lacking something / tournament cutoff. These are the characters where I believe they can truly win tournaments, they can win majors, and yada, yada, yada. Mind you, I think all characters can win a major, right? But there's varying levels of difficulty based on the character that you pick, obviously. I think if you're here, right, if you're in this category, you are a good character. You can play this character solo and have confidence that it is simply up to you to overcome the bad matchups of your character, to optimize the good matchups, and you can win a tournament with these characters. Next, you have the best characters in the game. And now, while this seems counterintuitive that there is a tier above that, these are the characters where I believe this is where the previous best characters in the game strength lies. I feel like the characters that are in this tier used to be the best characters in the game, or at the very least, this was kind of like the power levels that we were seeing in those previous patches. And finally, we have the all hail your gods, okay? There's only two characters that belong here, but honestly, they have ascended past any other like previous levels of character strength that we've ever seen before in any Guilty Gear patch, that I just feel like they need a category of their own. All right, let's get into it. We're going to be starting, I'm gonna center it right here. We're gonna be starting first and foremost with Solar Plexus Bad Guy. This guy is the best character in the game. He's one of the best characters in the game. Actually, is that true? So here's the thing about Soul, is that he got reworked, right? But he's still very effective. Now the thing is, he kind of has a little bit less damage overall, but he has like higher normal damage, but less like OD, like he can't like two-touch you, but his neutral's still great. He's more streamlined. Actually, he's a bit more toned down, right? I think he is strong. I don't think he's one of the top contenders anymore. His fall from grace kind of like is a very interesting point. Kyle Kisuke. Kai's very strong, okay? His changes definitely helped benefit his playstyle, if not just from a fun factor, not necessarily from a strength perspective, but definitely from a fun factor. So I think Kai's in a very good spot. He's kind of the golden boy for balance in this game. He's very good. I like him. He's good. He kind of belongs right here. Mei, she is dominant. She is very, very strong. Holy frick. Mei's super duper strong. She's one of the characters where, yes, they did change the damage thresholds to be like lower, but then they buffed like a bunch of her moves, so that way she could just constantly mash a bunch of her super strong moves and still two-touch you. Like she's just super dominant. Her neutral's very, very annoying. They keep improving her neutral with the whole dolphin flip thing, like being able to navigate back and forth with her dominant air moves. Like, it's just so tough. For Mei, the floor is lava and you are lava, and good luck anti-airing her because she's tough. Next, we have Axel. Axel, I think, belongs down here. I kind of want to put him here because Axel, they hurt him a lot. They hurt Axel a lot. Okay, a lot of his good matchups got better on the other end of the spectrum because Axel, he's just a relatively weak character right now, and again, still a strong character, but he definitely just gets outpaced. It's just much harder for him to assert himself. It's much harder for him to dominate neutral like he once did. Yes, they did make his sickle thing like actually an input instead of charge, which I think really helps, but so many other things, like for example his snail, or like when he jumps back, it not vortexing really hurts his pressure. If you know how to fight Axel, you've always known how to fight Axel, and at this point the matchup has not changed so much that we really don't care. And there's so many characters, there's just so many gatekeepy characters that just keep Axel like not relevant in this game. We have Chip. Holy fudge. So Chip used to be right here, right? They definitely made sure to keep this character in check, and then they gave him Tightrope. Tightrope literally solves every single one of Chip's problems. They solve problems that Chip never had. they solve problems Chip never had. Okay, they got him a 6-figure job, a dog, a walker to walk his dogs while he's out at work. All right, a nanny. They gave him 3 wives. They gave him a 6-figure bonus check. Just as a sign-on bonus. I don't understand. This character is so fucking dumb now. His sweep 2D now actually like forces 50-50s, like left-right 50-50s, and then those 50-50s have extremely high reward. It is insane. I do not understand why Tightrope is a neutral skipping tool. It is a dominant pressure tool. It's a mix-up. It's a left. It's too much. It does too many things. It also ramped his damage up super high, which is like, what the fuck, dude? What is going on? That is crazy. Also, I did say fudge, but I slurred my word. I try not to curse on this channel, okay? I try not to curse, but you know, sometimes you got characters like Chip doing their thing. Next, we have Potemkin. Now in the current patch, Potemkin's here, okay? But in the patch right before that, he's here, okay? Potemkin got reworked to be a more boring character. I put him here. I'd put him here. I put him here, but I put him at like the top of here, right? I don't think he's up here, or was, but now he's up here. You guys get it. It is the previous patch, or patch that just passed. Potemkin is very strong. The rework made him more boring and stronger, which is not a good combo. Not a good combo at all. Okay, they made him more boring and they made him stronger. Kind of insane, really ridiculous character. It just feels so much more uncomfortable to play neutral against him. He's just armoring through everything you're doing. He's just scooping you up. He got you in Garuda Impact just indefinitely because it's a projectile now instead of a strike move, so you can't FD him out. It's a mess. It's really a mess. This character's freaking dumb. Okay, I'm gonna put him here. I think with more development, I don't know. There's just so many natural gatekeepers that are good against Potemkin regardless. But now, I mean, now he's up here. But like back in the day, like, you know, back in the day, as in 2 days ago, I miss those times. Truly, I do. Fausty boy, I think Faust goes here. Okay, Faust he's always pretty strong. He's always been pretty strong. You know, his neutral was always dominant. He just always lacked the damage and sort of like the commanding in-your-face presence that sort of like held him back. He's also dies in like 2 hits, so there's that. I mean, the thing is that Faust is a matchup check, but if you know the matchup well, he can't really do anything. So for that reason, he's kind of just here, because if you understand the Faust matchup, you can really run this character over. It doesn't really matter how good the Faust player is. They have to just work so much harder than you. That being said, I feel like he's better than these characters, but he belongs right here. Millia, nerf her again, Reiju. I actually truly cannot believe they nerfed her damage again. And then they buffed Potemkin's. I don't get it. My chair keeps sinking. I need a new chair. Millia belongs right here. Okay. think she belongs right here. Here's the problem. Here's the thing. The thing is that Millia was at her absolute strongest during the wall break era, the Wild Assault wall break era, the Wild Assault wall break patch. She was like up here, honestly, even like closer, like not here, but like the tier right below like top 5, right? Like she was very, very strong. Thing is that even though they compensated removing that tool with having her freaking like left, right, whatever, she just doesn't use blue Wild Assault well. Her neutral game got weaker because they nerfed Cowpole. They just nerfed her damage overall. I don't get it. Yes, if she hits you, you're blocking indefinitely, but I don't think she is in a good spot right now. And then they nerfed her damage again. I truly don't get it. And whatever they gave her in the new Season 4 patch, you got characters like this guy who got a whole entire rework, and then they gave her a slightly faster backdash. What are we talking about? She has to hit you in 4,000, 45,000 hits. And then you got characters like Mei who hits her once and then she dies. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I think she's weak. I think she's pretty darn weak right now. Poor Millia. Poor Millia. Zato. Here's the thing. Every Zato player wants to put him here. I think he's here. I don't think he's here, but I think he's here. The command grab buff did him justice. I think him having the ability to combo and get Eddie back is huge, especially without meter. Yes, it does cost a resource, but it's a very, very readily available resource that he can stagger alongside using meter. I think it's very good. It keeps him in the game longer. If you hit Eddie, Zato is still sort of like threatening because now if he hits you with anything, he kind of gets Eddie back. So he's pretty good. Not anything, obviously 2K or whatever, 2K, 2D, whatever. But you guys get the point. Like he's much more of a presence than he used to. I still don't think he's tournament viable, but I think he definitely drudged his way out from the bottom tiers and he's now up here. Oh gosh. Oh lordy. Oh good heavens. All hail the Queen of Guilty Gear. Again. Actually, again. All hail the Queen of Guilty Gear. Ramlethal. What more can be said about Ramlethal that wasn't said? Aside from the glitches. And yes, the glitches were egregious, but even if the glitches didn't exist, like the whole purpose of the rework, my chair keeps sinking. So I'm gonna just sink it to the bottom and I'm gonna bring the camera down. Don't look at my pants too hard. Also flipping the hat around so I can get comfortable, okay? You're getting comfy, Josh, today. Here's the thing. The rework, Ramlethal's rework, was intended. The intention of her rework was to make it so that she was less annoying when she didn't have swords. Problem is that 6 seconds truly is not enough. It's just not long enough. So you would end up in situations where she throws a sword at me, she does a block string, throws the other sword at me because the swords are uncontestable, by the way, and the block strings of the swords, or the block stun of the swords, is so fucking long that she can stagger both sword retrievals. So when they were like, okay, we're gonna rework her so she's less annoying with sword, it's like how, bro? How? She can just stagger each of her swords because she has 6 second block strings anyway. They were like, we're gonna make the cooldown 6 seconds, but we're just gonna give her a 6 second block string. What the frick? Why, bro? Why? It's really dumb. And if you eat a throw, it's all reset. It's just, it's really nasty. It's really disgusting. Her damage is really good still. Her conversions got better somehow. Everything, the vision of this character's rework was just completely misguided. I truly don't understand. This is the strongest we've ever seen Ramlethal ever in the history of ever. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And thank goodness they toned her down. We'll see if those changes are enough. But as of a few days ago, she is still the goddess of all. And to be honest with you, I don't even think those changes were enough. But we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see, hope, and pray. Leo White Fang. I think Leo's strong. A bit of a fall from grace. I think he's very strong. Leo's really good. I think with more development, I think all these characters have the ability to jump up with more development. These are very strong characters still, right? All these characters can solo win tournaments. But he definitely went from like top 2. Let me get this mic. There we go. He definitely went from like top 2, like top 5, top whatever, to now he's sort of like with the rest of them. I'm not necessarily going to order this, although he is the top. Just know that Potemkin is the top of this tier, but I'm not really going to order the rest of them. I think with more development, all these characters have the ability to be stronger and jump up here, but yeah, Leo's strong, super duper good. I mean, his changes were very, very good. I think the only redeeming factor is that his damage kind of got a bit of a hit to it, and so it's like, whatever, you're fighting Leo with a little bit less damage, but a little bit more mix. It's the same. You weren't blocking the left rights anyway. Let's be honest. He's relatively the same in terms of strength. Nago, my boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Is Nago up here now? I don't know. It's very, very difficult to say. Problem is that his bad matchups got a little better because now he can threaten with 5H and 2H way more. So I think, personally speaking, with development, like me being a Nago main, I can personally see with development, Nago's still like up here alongside these characters because he just does so much damage. His neutral really didn't change at all. In fact, he kind of got better. And so with those two things in mind, like they buffed his damage and his neutral's kind of the same. Sounds like a godlike character to me. Like, yeah, this is more so my feeling. It also might be a bit of bias, but I still think Nago's one of the best characters in the game, period. Like, bar none. He beats all of these characters except him anymore, maybe. It might still be even, but like, it's just way, way tougher because the fact that he can't cancel off of his heavy normals, which was like a big redeeming factor in this matchup. I would like press 5H into Potemkin, and if I see him do armor, I could do Beyblade, jump over the slide head and counter hit him. Can't really do that anymore. So, I mean, hey, like, he still beats all of these characters, and he still goes even with all these characters, and even against the gods of the game, he goes relatively even with them. The only characters that give him a hard time are all down here, right? All these characters are bad matchups to him, except for her, kind of. Like, Zato is kind of a bad matchup, you know, like, this character was always kind of a bad matchup. This character was always kind of a bad matchup, but they're all down here. They're all not as strong. Like, Nago only really needs to hit you, like, once or twice. Right? They all need to like hit him a lot. So I don't know. I think he's still up here. I still think he's OD. Call it bias. I don't care. I really don't care. That's my boy. Okay. All right. Okay. Giovanna. Giovanna. She's over here. She's very strong. Very, 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 very strong. But she's always kind of like simple. Like she's a simple character. She's simply strong. That's it. She's simply strong, right? Traditional strike throw. She's just the best strike throw character, period. That's the best way to put it. She's the best strike throw character. I mean, yeah, like Soul might be second best, but probably not anymore. Probably not anymore. She's probably still the best strike throw character in the game, period. But, you know, strike throw just gets outpaced by just raw damage, just raw numbers, right? She's got numbers, but she doesn't have raw numbers, right? He just mixes you to death, and it does the same damage as her. So, you know, that's kind of how it goes. But she's good. Very, very strong. Anji, Mito. Honestly, haven't seen a whole lot of Anji. Anji's strong. He's strong. He's busted. Anji's busted. I'm going to say it. Anji's busted. Very, very uncomfortable to play against, especially depending on the characters that you're playing. If you're playing a character that has to operate off of horizontal neutral, right, as a neutral on the ground, Anji's going to run you over, bro. He's just gonna run you over and you can't do nothing about it. Yes, he did get nerfed because overhead can no longer be comboed into, but that doesn't. He's still solo tournament viable. He's still really, really strong. He still hits like a flooding truck. Okay, he still hits like a truck. He could still just Fujin all day long. He can still just do his spins all day long, and all of them lead to hard knockdowns into butterfly, into Oki, into yada 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 yada. He's really good. That being said, I think he's probably closer to the bottom of this tier. Okay, if we're talking like a list, he's probably closer to the bottom. But he's still strong. Still very, very strong. I-No recently won a major, so that kind of like leads me to a bit of bias with her. Right? Did win Sin, but then again, the guy piloting her, Daru, is cracked. So more cracked than you ever will be. Just is what it is. He's cracked. That's his waifu. Literally his avatar. This is Daru. This is actually just Daru, right? With that in mind, I-No, her neutral's very uncomfortable to deal with. They upped it. They made her neutral stronger. Her new move was already broken. This move already propelled her into A tier. Before, she was kind of struggling. Then they gave her that new move, the one where she like, she flood and chest bump you and it guard crushes. Yeah, they already gave her that. It's already kind of ridiculous. And then they just, yeah, no, they improved her neutral. They didn't really give her any nerfs. Like, she's good. She's strong. She hangs. You know, hangs. The only problem is not a lot of health, but it's okay. She can hang. Just don't get hit. Don't get hit. She's also one of the bad matchups to Nago that are still up here. Yes, I think I-No's a bad matchup. But when I say bad, I mean like 5.5 to like, 4.5. Not bad, but like it's kind of annoying for him to navigate around her, but it's also annoying for her to navigate around him. And also, he just killed her in one hit. So, is what it is. Next up, Goldilocks Lewis. Oh, we know this character broken. We know this character busted. Goldilocks Lewis. All hail your king and queen. Actually, he is the best character in the game, which is crazy because Ramlethal has a well-known bug, a well-known glitch that people debate. If this stays in the game, we should probably ban her. And yet, Goldilocks Lewis is still better than her. How does that fucking work? Because he's broken. Because he's genuinely, truly, and undoubtedly broken. He's undoubtedly the best character in the game. He doesn't really have any bad matchups, okay? He does not really have any bad matchups. All of his bad matchups can be solved by one neutral skip into 2 mixes, and then you die. Every single one of them. And he has too much health. He'll get access to about like, honestly, realistically speaking, he'll have access to about like 5 White Wild Assaults in longer sets, man. You have to deal with 5 White Wild Assaults because he has so much health, man. He just has so much health. He breaks the wall super easily. He now has like 3 neutral skips. Yes, these all got toned down. I'm talking about, remember, still talking about last patch, right? Dude, the Gatling gun change was absurd. It's absurd. Literally, certain characters can't zone him for longer than 3 seconds because of the like, dude, Testament can't function from the existence of Goldlewis. Testament cannot function as a character. Testament got so many buffs, cannot function as a character because of the existence of Goldlewis. All these characters are 1 White Wild Assault and 1 mix away from dying. Right? Oh, you burst him when his health is at half and he has 50 meter. Guess what he's doing? He's doing satellite laser. Satellite laser, uninteractable wall coming at you. Uninteractable wall coming at you. He has drone. Satellite laser, White Wild Assault, machine gun, jump behemoth typhoons that glide, jump D, hot, and one of the highest health characters in the game, like 2nd highest health character in the game. How do you function against this character? You don't. You just pray that you outplay the character. You pray that you and your opponent are not on equal levels of skill, because if you guys are on equal levels of skill, he will win most of the time. You have to pray that he's a little bit worse than you. I've gotten carried by this character when I was playing him. He's really dumb. I can't stress enough. Yes, I'm kind of harping on this point. Ramlethal was literally glitched. He literally had a round start glitch that was broken. And he was better than her. That's true character strength right there. That is true bustedness right there. That is a character that is truly busted. Holy cow. Long ways away. Long ways away from where it used to be. Jacko used to be here. She's here. The 2D nerfs, they really hurt. I think they rolled them back, though, in this new patch. I haven't actually played the new patch. We will today. But, yeah. Yeah, the 2D nerfs, they hurt. They hurt really bad. They hurt her really, really bad. I mean, the compensation they gave her didn't matter. She didn't need it. She didn't need it whatsoever at all, one bit. I think she's very, very strong. I think she is not tournament viable anymore. Or at least solo tournament viable, but she's strong. She's still very strong. And hey, maybe when they rolled back the 2D nerfs, maybe she's stronger. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe she's back here. But right now, she's over here. She feels much weaker after the 2D nerfs. Because she would just do... A lot of her game plan getting started was 2K 2D. And you would be in front of her, so she'd be able to pull minion, jump, and then do an ambiguous left-right. Left-right 50-50. And that's how her game plan got started. But then they took that away, so her game plan just took way longer to get started. Like, after you get the hit, it's harder to get the second hit. Yada, yada, yada. That's kind of the logistics behind it. Yeah, she's in a weaker spot. Maybe they changed that in the new patch. It looked like they did. I'll have to see. Next, Happy Chaos. He's still very strong. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. He's still very, 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 very strong. You can't have a neutral skip that takes. I skipped neutral. I did a quarter circle input. Neutral has been skipped officially. Officially, we're not playing neutral anymore. Okay, we're just not. We're not playing neutral no more. You actually just got locked down from full screen. And yes, they nerfed it. Right? Yes, they nerfed it before it was worse. It's still pretty bad. It's still annoying. The only redeeming factor is that he doesn't do a lot of damage, right? But against lower health characters, it doesn't really matter. He also gets outpaced. He has some natural predators now, right? He has far more natural predators now. But he's still good. He's still very strong, very tournament viable. You know, if Umisho didn't do, we might still find out. Although Umisho did play Soul at some point. But if we get another like Tire Pop still doing his thing, you know, very, very strong character. Still capable of winning Evo in the right hands. Baiken! Baiken, holy fudge, this character is strong, boy. I gotta sit up. I gotta sit up for this. This character's good. This character's really good. Really fudging good. They fixed a lot of Baiken's problems. Baiken had a lot of problems. They fixed them. You say. They fixed them. Now she's annoying. Now she's very annoying. Unfortunate. Fortunate for me when I'm not playing her. Very fun when I am playing her. So, good character. She's very, very strong right now. She's in a good place. I think she can. I think she has the potential to win the tournament solo. She just needs to be in the right hands. Her bad matchups are still pretty bad. Notably, Faust is still pretty bad. But she has a lot more capabilities of robbing you now. Her robbability factor went up enough that it compensates for some of her bad matchups. Because all she has to do really is rob him and then run him over. All she needs is one tether. And you got robbed. Much better at doing that. Testament and goals. This character is kind of bad. What's interesting about Testament is that Testament has undergone what I would like to call a what does this character even do syndrome. Testament is a two-step character, a pseudo-zoner, pseudo-mix-up character, pseudo-mid-range, because you can't really zone the zoners. You can't zone the zoners. You can't outpace the rushdowns. And there's better mid-range characters than you. What does this character do? That's the problem, right? Is that Testament, I think, is good. I think Testament's a good character. There's just... Testament falls into the category of there's literally no point in playing Testament unless you just like the character. Testament doesn't do anything, any single thing better than anybody else. Not a thing. Best 6P in the game. That's the one thing Testament does. They nerf 6Ps across the board, and Testament 6P does not make up for the fact that Testament doesn't do anything. Doesn't really do anything. Doesn't do enough damage to kill the big bodies, or to really threaten the ones that can just run at them. Testament's tough, man. I think Testament's one of the worst characters in the game, if not the worst character in the game. It's probably between these guys. And remember, they're not bad. They're not bad. If you love Testament, go off. You know, play the character. The character's still good. The character's strong. The character can win. The character has positive matchups against some of these characters over here. Problem is that don't expect to win. Don't expect to win. That's all I'm saying. Temper your expectations. Strong character, just out of place. Everyone's just too much stronger. Bridgerton. Bridget used to be up here. Kind of down here. My opinion of Bridget has changed over the years. I don't think Bridget's that strong. Let me explain why. Bridget is good. Bridget does pretty decent damage and is pretty good at neutral. But Bridget kind of got outpaced pretty heavily. Thing is that all the characters that were weak to Bridget all got buffed. Bridget got a little bit of buffs, but nothing as substantial as the initial buffs that Bridget got before, when Bridget was truly not a good character. And so the problem is that Bridget was strong. The strength just went up here, right? The threshold for strength scooched up. Everybody up here just got way better than Bridget. And so Bridget still wins her bad matchups. But that's it. Bridget just wins her bad matchups. And even her bad matchups are starting to learn against her. Notably, ABBA being a bad, or notoriously having a bad matchup against Bridget. One of the worst matchups is ABBA versus Bridget. ABBA players just learned the matchup a bit more. Like me personally, I was really terrified of Bridget, but now I'm like, not really anymore. I kind of understand how to navigate with ABBA better. And so Bridget, like, yeah, Bridget's annoying, but Bridget can't do much except like dispense mids at me and then try to play this weird 50-50 game that does like basically not a whole lot of damage. And so it's like, whatever, dude, I'll just outpace you and hit you. I'll just out hit you and you die, and that's it. That's it. Still a good character, but I don't think you can solo main Bridget anymore if you want to win a major. I don't think it's possible anymore. I think at some point when Bridget was very strong, I think it was possible. Probably not anymore. Sin, growing boy, Kisuke. Sin is up here. Definitely closer to here. This I will order. I think Nago's probably towards the bottom. Yeah, Nago's probably towards the bottom of up here. Sin is good. Sin is good. Every single mother flipping interaction that you have to interact with him, he touches you with any move, any single move. You're eating a guard crush. You're eating a guard crush into a fudged up strike throw. Real. Holy. And if you get hit by Far Slash, you got hit by Far Slash? You got hit by Far Slash? Oh, he's gonna push you to the corner. He's gonna build meter. He's gonna wall break you, and then just do it again. He's the antithesis of I got a loaded gun. He's got one of those old fashioned guns that you fire a shot and then you have to reload it, and the reload takes like 2 minutes. That's Sin. But man, that shot hurt though. That shot really hurt though. That's the thing. This character's good. Character's really strong. Dominant neutral. He always had dominant neutrals. Neutral is just dominant. That's the word. That's the word of the day. Dominant neutral. Okay. Neutral's dominant. He probably has better neutral than May. Problem is, that May just does more damage and has better neutral across the board amongst the dominant neutral though, and a lot of damage. And now you have to just eat the most unfair strike throw 50-50 of your entire life. Did I say Geo is the best strike thrower? Just kidding. This boy is. This growing boy right here. He's the best strike thrower. Because imagine they took away Geo's EX Travail, her EX, her spiral arrow, right? And it no longer guard crushes. And people were like, oh my gosh, if you don't have a DP, you just flood and die. Well, guess what, bro? I played neutral against a child, and I blocked. I blocked the far slash, the farthest of slashes in neutral from this child. Now I gotta eat a 50-50? Now I gotta eat a guard crush strike throw? Why? Why? How come? How come? How's that fair? How's that fair to me and my family and my entire family lineage? Explain that to me, Arxis. Explain that. Oh, he's good. Bedman, holy garbanzo beans. Bedman was one of the worst characters in the game, and yet I'm about to say something OD controversial. I think Bedman really can win a tournament at this point. I think Bedman's strong. Ooh. Only one character got patched better than Bedman during the time where they were upping up all the characters. Holy, this character's good. This character's scary, man. I block Bedman. I'm scared. I'm terrified. I'm shaking in my boots. My boots are being shooketh. Okay? Bedman does a lot of damage. Bedman's neutral is obnoxious. Bedman's neutral was always obnoxious. Bedman just didn't have anything else. Bedman is now a tank. Bedman is a fucking tank. Bedman used to be like down here in the effective health rating. Bedman is the second or the fourth highest health character in the game. Higher than Nago. You can't kill this guy. You can't kill this bed, bro. You can't kill this bed, man. And now they gave Bedman a flooded nuke. He shoots a flooded nuke at you. The head. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Bedman's strong. Bedman's very strong. Very strong. Asuka Arcroids. Now, Asuka players will tell you Asuka's here. And while I think Asuka's weaker, I think Asuka's probably still here. I think Asuka's still here. Probably the bottom of here. Probably the lowest, if I had to guess. But Asuka's still strong, okay? Don't be a little baby about it. Just play better. Because Asuka's game plan is still dominant, but they're forcing interaction, okay? As an Asuka player, you're now forced to interact instead of just being able to completely run over your opponent and make it so that they cannot play the game ever at all, ever again, right? Before, Asuka would just make sure you just never, ever played the game ever, once, ever, right? One good interaction, you're cooked. You're cooked, brother. You're done. But now you can. Now you can interact, and that's the problem, is that they just don't like interacting. But I feel like the more Asuka players adapt to it, the better they'll become. The better this character will become. That's my take. This character's ridiculous. This character's dumb. This character's stupid. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. The singularity that is Johnny. Johnny is slowly creeping his way up. As soon as they nerf these two, loser gooners, okay? In fact, I think they already nerfed May. And May might be below him now. Johnny is taking freaking names in this tier list. Johnny, holy fudge. Dude, Johnny's good. Johnny's so good. They gave him an unreactable dash. You can't react to the dash until the middle of the second dash. What the fudge, bro? This character's strong. Very strong. Okay, if you don't think Johnny's strong, you're wrong, and you're bad at fighting games. Okay, this character is neutral incarnate. You can't outpace him in neutral. You're forced to interact with him. Every time he knocks you down, you're eating a 50-50 that could lead into your own demise, and it loops if not wall breaks. Oh, this character's good. This character's good. This character's good. Unreactable dash throws. Holy fudge, this character's good. He's good. He would have been the best in the game, I think. Like, upon seeing the patch, I thought it was the best in the game, and then I realized that you have literally the spawns of Satan up here, right? And then May's still the ultimate gatekeeper between the best and everybody else. But as soon as these characters get kicked off, like, holy fudge, Johnny might be the best in the game. Maybe later. But Johnny's good, man. Johnny's really, really, really good. There's nothing more to say. Vault is ridiculous. Vault 50-50 is ridiculous. Freaking / Red Wild Assault into high-low RC is ridiculous. It's just so much. It's just too much. It's all too much. You fight against Johnny, you feel very uncomfortable all the gosh darn time. It's rough. Elphelt Valentino. This character was dog cheeks. Then they buffed the FUD out of her. And now Elphelt's good. She's not just good, she's great. She's like middle of the... She's so fucking good, bro. She's so good. She's really, really strong. If you don't think Elphelt is considered a like top tier character, you're just incorrect. Mind you, a lot of these characters you can consider top tier. There's kind of like a cutoff here between like mid-high tiers and then top tiers. The cutoff is about like here. It's a cutoff's about here. She's a top tier character. Yeah, she's a top tier character. Honestly, I'll reorder this. I think I'll reorder this at the end. Holy cow, she's strong. She's strong. She's strong. She's strong, dude. Now you have to guess between Rekka into Kara left rights into high lows that you can't fuzzy. If you get hit, she slaps bomb on you, and then you have to eat a mix into very high damage. Her damage is really, really high. She always had the mix, but now she can kill you from the mix. And God forbid she hits you in the corner and does a wall break you. Now you're eating another 50-50, another left-right that you literally cannot DP and you cannot react. You can't tell which direction it's going to be on. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. She's very strong. Very, 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 very strong. And I'm very happy as an Elphelt player myself. I'm very, very happy. All right. I like to see my characters up here. Okay. I like to see them up there. Speaking of my characters, ABBA. I honestly thought ABBA was like weak. After the nerfs, I truly thought ABBA was pretty darn weak, but the boy was smoking on some reefer. I played her the other day. Golly, she's good. She's good. She's really, really good. Thing is that, yes, ABBA has some very polarizing matchups, but honestly, even those polarizing matchups, those characters typically got nerfed. Like Axel got nerfed, Asuka got nerfed, Bridget kind of stayed the same, and we learned the matchup. Johnny's truly the only like bad matchup against her, and then you have some other characters. But for a character that is slow as molasses, and a character that they nerfed to no longer have her run dash, she's still really good, bro. She's just good. She's just good. She has these like burst moments of speed that like is very tough to react to, and so You know, hey, ABBA's strong. She can win a major. I think she can win a major by herself, given the stars align. It'll be tough. It'll be tough. I wouldn't put her in the top tier cutoff, but I think she's definitely a high tier character. I think she's definitely better than a lot of these characters, honestly. Yeah, she's strong. She's good. Like all the characters who don't beat ABBA really don't beat ABBA, and all the characters that beat ABBA barely beat ABBA. That's a strong character. She has some polarizing matchups, but if she hits you, you're dead. You know, that's how it is. She's a bomb. Slayer. I wish I never met her. Holy cow. At first we were kind of sandbagging. We were like, Slayer's kind of here, you know, he's strong, but he's not OD. That was some copium. That was some that was some cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs copium. This character's ridiculous. He's very strong. Holy! A world where Slayer top tier is not good because Slayer is a toxic character. He's so strong. He's so strong. Why do I have to guess? Why do I have to guess every interaction? And if I guess wrong, I die. Why? Yes, they nerfed his damage, but they nerfed it from like, okay, so the problem is that, here's the problem. Let me explain the problem to you, chat. Slayer used to do 70% of your health off the first hit, and then another 40% off the second hit. Guess what? That goes over 100. Now Slayer does 55% of your health on the first hit, and then another 50% on the second hit. Guess what? You still die. You still die in 2 hits, buddy. God forbid you had a weird interaction and now you're not at 100% health. You die in 2 hits, buddy. You're dead in 2 hits. They didn't nerf all of his egregious buttons like 2H or his dandy step into overhead. They didn't nerf those moves. They nerfed his P what's the name of this move? He punched it out of me. Map a hunch. His P map a hunch. Okay, that's what they nerfed. But they put him out of range where now I have to guess more. I have to guess between his 5K or his 2H. Because they pushed him back. I saw the vision. And I was like, yes, I like that vision. In practice, didn't work. They nerfed it again, but just the damage of it, so that way you don't explode. But you're still gonna explode. Character identity. You're gonna explode, buddy. And last, but not least, is Dizzy. Dizzy, the newly released DLC character. Dizzy is, drumroll please, about right here. Yeah, I mean, Dizzy's strong. Back up, hold on. Dizzy's strong, but Dizzy has good mix, but he has good damage, but thing is that Dizzy is a strong character for sure, and we need to see more development of her. We need to see more specialists come into play before we can make any definitive statements, right? But as it is right now, I think she's in a healthy-ish spot where, like, I wouldn't imagine Dizzy is strong enough to win a major by herself, but Dizzy's good. You can be scared of a Dizzy in a bracket. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how it goes. You can get robbed. You can for sure get robbed. She has the robbability factor. She has great mix. She has pretty good damage. Pretty good neutral, but it's just a little too shaky. Her neutral's not super great. She gets hella outpaced by characters with better mid-range than her. She gets aggressively outpaced by mid-range characters. Okay, that's the and not only that, but she gets hella outpaced by better zoners than her. And so, well, maybe not, but definitely him. All right, definitely him. That's the thing, is that Dizzy is supposed to be a zoner mid-range hybrid, but Dizzy's not better than any other mid-range character, and Dizzy's not better than some zoners. Better than some, but not better than all. And that's the problem. Dizzy's in a weird in-between. And so maybe we'll... Like, I wouldn't touch her at all for like 4 more months, but as it stands right now, I think Dizzy's fun. I think she's strong. If you want to play her casually, you'll have a great time, okay? Just understand your limits, understand certain matchups, and you'll have a good time. You'll be all right. back the frick up. I press the wrong button. You'll be okay. Anyways, this is it. Clip it and ship it. Post it on Twitter. This is my pre-patch matchup charts. My pre-patch tier list. Clip it and ship it. Chuck it on Twitter. That's my opinions. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.